Buti nila naka-recover. Yung nag-sponsor sa amin ng Macau, food supplement.
Okay.
Walang passport yung ano, walang passport yung dapat pupunta. Kami yung meron.
Dali, boses ko. Alright, countdown ko yung sarili ko. Kasama natin ngayon si Rayanne Cayetano. Welcome.
Thank you.
Ito ang magandang pag-usapan dahil mga bagong muka running for the biggest seats in our city. Rayanne, tell us something about yourself and of course, paano mo naisip na pumasok sa politika? A little background.
Okay. I am a tour guide. Of course, bago naging tour guide, bulakbol muna. Before naging bulakbol, although bulakbol nung bata pa, pero I'm an exterminator's daughter, a contractor's daughter, more on extermination, pest, this and that. We always travel. We always go from place to place to do our work. So everything about the community, and even before that, my father used, when I was in my mother's womb, and before my mother's womb, he used to be a technical assistant to the city mayor. So nung lumabas na siya, volunteer naman siya sa community, magkapalit sila ng parents ng mother ko, nagsisekretary sa barangay, and our house is a barangay, naging barangay hall sa community. So may exposure to politics. Bata pa lang kasi lahat ng hearing doon sa bahay namin, yung first floor namin, talagang doon ang Malacanang ng lugar namin.
So ito ang kinalakihan mo?
Yes, ma'am. That's why my brother also, when he was given a chance to choose between his winning as a kagawad over a career, yung community service nasa loob, nasa puso. So, so yun, that's my background. And my parents, my grandparents, they all used to be community leaders.
Here in Baguio City?
And the whole of Benguet.
And the whole
because
of Benguet.
We're talking about 600 years of history. Yes, so ever since, and even my grandmother herself, she used to be parang Gabriela Silang during the war. She saved a lot of locals, saving them from being hit by the bombs ng American times. In Luacan mismo, iba pa yung mga kamag-anak na iba. So with my grandmother, community service. She was supposed to be a priestess, but she converted to Christianity. That's why she left the pagan faith. But sa puso, nandun na yung community service. Now, when I was doing my bulakbol, lakwatsa here, lakwatsa there, in between our work na as exterminators, and then naging tourism volunteers, and I had a chance to go along with the DOT to see places with the Department of Tourism, with the provincial tourism of Benguet, a little bit in Baguio, more on rescue naman dito sa Baguio. So, and Itogon, mga surrounding na communities within Baguio, because I couldn't afford to go far away. One is our schedule. At daytime, we're killing termites sa mga bahay ng mga communities.
Because
sa
of
mga,
the work, the bread and butter.
Yes. And then at night, we are in the restaurants, sa cinemas, because they will close after midnight or before midnight. So, I'm really, yung community, nandito talaga ako. I know, daytime schools, daytime, mga ganun. So, I'm really from Baguio. And I think almost all communities, pati underground, yung mga back doors, back street, I am very familiar.
Napuntahan mo na because
Yes,
of your line of work.
Yes, ma'am. And
You've always
community.
been close to the tourism sector.
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally.
Yes. I actually even hated the tourism course in the past because parang naartehan ako sa mga tourism students. Parang naka-makeup lang. Parang ano. I looked at it before.
In a different light.
Yes. Parang arte. Parang it's not my line. But after some time when I became tourism volunteer and I went here, ang laki pala ng challenge
Of
when
course.
it's sa tourism because it's management. It's not only handling people, it's also handling infrastructures.
And it's a whole spectrum of services.
Yes.
Iba-ibang sektor, kumbaga.
Yes. All in one.
All in one. That's right.
Mhm.
Ngayon, parang napakatahimik ng buhay mo dati. Ano ang pumasok sa ulo mo at gusto mong tahakin ang politika?
Ito kasi yung parang, it's sad to say, para lang makita mo na ma-execute or mapakinggan ka, kailangan yatang nasa mayor's office ka or sa city hall ka. Because we tried. Meron naman tayong asosasyon ng tour guides. Nag-submit kami ng resolutions. Handa mo pag nag-schooling every week, almost every day. I go to follow up yung resolution namin, proposals namin. The answer is always for study, under study. Ilang beses nang napalitan yung committee chairman, walang sagot.
So your desire to serve stems from a series of resolutions or suggestions that weren't properly addressed.
Yes.
And what were these suggestions about? Pag-usapan natin, ano ba yung mga suggestion na hindi pinansin noon?
Oh yeah. One is...
An overview.
Yeah. One is yung pag-handle ng mga pagpasok ng mga turista. We're aware na in Sagada, pag pumasok ka doon, dadaan ka ng munisipyo ng tourism, ng city, sa munisipyo. Is sort of a courtesy call. You get there na medyo somehow ma-orient ka. Pag pumasok ka sa Mount Pulag, may orientation palagi. You're always told how to manage your trash and others. Pag pumasok ka sa Subic, stricto din.
Kumbaga magpapasing tabi ka doon sa dadaanan mo or sa pupuntahan mo.
Yes.
Alam natin yan sa sektor natin dahil tayo ang datihang nagbabiyahe noon.
Yes, I did. And may maraming lugar. Pero dito sa Baguio, parang wala. Pag pumasok ka, kung ikaw ay hindi taga Baguio, pagpasok mo, wala man lang signs na makita mong ma-welcome ka or mag-restricts na sa'yo. As in open. It's too open na hindi mo ma-feel to. Tapos wala pang amoy ng pine tree. Kahit na yun lang sana pang welcome. Actually, yung mga oldies, kahit na walang taong mag-welcome sa kanila, kahit na walang, nobody's saying, kahit na walang tour guide will say that, you're welcome to Baguio City. The scent alone makes you feel welcome.
Yeah.
Ngayon, wala na.
Nawawala.
Nung kakagaling namin ng inisponsoran kami pumunta ng Macau 6 days. Malinis, wala akong allergy. Pagbaba ko ng bus sa Genesis, pagbaba ko ng bus, pagpasok ko ng hangin sa aking nostrils, allergy na ako. Yes. Because unfortunately, hindi na katulad ang Baguio. Sobra na yung problema natin sa environmental. Kasi hangin pa lang, wala na ang pine scent, sobrang anlakas pa ng singaw.
So isa to sa mga, I suppose, top of your agendas na pag-uusapan natin mamaya.
Yes, ma'am.
Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin ang mga issue na kinakaharap ng ating syudad dahil hindi nag-uumpisa at nagtatapos ang mga issue ng Baguio City sa turismo. Ang daming kakabit nito. Pag-usapan natin ang isa sa mga pinakamainit na issue ngayon, ang ating city charter. Ano ang pananaw mo dito or ano ang tindig mo sa pag-veto ng ating mahal na presidente sa amendment sa ating city charter?
Tatlong bagay yon. Yung una, wala talaga ako masabi. Parang hindi naman bagay sa atin na nagre-report palagi sa Benguet. Pero hindi ko alam ang proseso kung kailangan lahat i-veto as one paper. But on the part na si John Hay under ng BCDA, agree ako doon. For one, we're not mature enough yet. The locals or Baguio people are not mature enough to handle yung challenges over sa property ng BCDA. At least sa BCDA kasi, career yan hanggang mamatay silang managers.
Alright.
Pero dito, 3 terms, kulang. Parang, laging you're always at edge. The politicians are always at edge. The councilors, the mayor, the councilors. Paano mo i-handle yung management ng isang lugar na ang kailangan dire-diretso ang pag-monitor at pag-manage, how can it become
So that's a different way of
successful?
looking at it because para sa inyong tindig, ang management ng ating Camp John Hay dapat manatili sa ating BCDA.
Yes, kung mapapalitan yun, di palitan ninyo.
Mhm.
Palitan natin, pero management has to be a continuing process.
A consistent process in your
Consistent,
point
yes.
of view.
And to think, I'm an ear.
Yes.
I am a direct ear of the owners of the John Hay, the original, the Igorots,
Yes.
whom the governor of America asked permission from before. Yes.
Don't you think your clan would oppose your point of view?
They may oppose, but remember this, paanong continuity ng management? If we did not yet organize ourselves, if we are not yet one, because actually my relatives do not even know me. They don't even know the relatives yet. We are not yet. All the ears are scattered.
Yes. It's a
Wala.
very, very big clan.
Wala pang reunion. Walang reunion ng one family from the Calyas family. There are 7 children. Hindi pa nga magkakakilala. So how can we say we get our ancestral land na sinasabing ancestral land? Hindi nga pa nga kami magkakakilala. At this juncture, okay ako doon sa BCD. Anyway, ang sinabi naman doon is subject to prior it is lahat ng lupa dito, subject to prior na ownership.
Yes.
Pero saka na namin harapin 'yon.
Alright.
Ibang bagay na 'yon.
That's for the city charter.
Yes.
Ang ating usapin sa ating palengke dahil mainit na debate ito ngayon. So about the issue of the redevelopment of the market, and of course nagkakaroon ng maraming debate ngayon sa kung sino dapat ang mag-develop. Ito ba ay dapat i-develop ng isang pribadong kumpanya or kakayanin ba natin as a city to do it on our own?
Medyo competency ang pinag-uusapan nila dyan. Kanina, sabi ko, BCDA. Kasi government naman yon. Dito naman, pribado versus tayo. Medyo problema rin yung pribado. Kasi ang mangyayari doon, pupunta sa private corporation. Lahat ng taxes, ang mangyayari doon, marirestrict lahat ng locals. I prefer na medyo dito, sa part na to, sugalin na lang na tayo mismo para dito tayo matututo na mag-mature sa management ng sarili nating resources.
Alright.
At least, mamimaintain yung small town feeling ng Baguio. Alangan naman na lahat na lang ng lugar puro mall na ang lalaking structure. Di wala na yung Baguio City. Wala na tayong connection sa lupa natin. Nawala na nga sa natives yung palengke. So naging city government nang nag-aasikaso. Lalo na namang mawawalan ng connection sa lupa ang taga Baguio.
Alright.
So I prefer, when choosing between those, I prefer na we ourselves
Develop our city market.
Yes.
Sugalin na natin.
Doon na tayo matututo. Mag-schooling na tayo dito.
Kumbaga hands-on.
Yes, hands-on.
Rayan, hindi ka ba naninibago dahil ngayon nasa arena ka na ng politika at ngayong campaign season, ikaw ay nahihilera sa ating mga seasoned na politicians. Ano ang pakiramdam ng isang virtually unknown candidate kapag naisasantabi sa mga veterano?
First, ano ba ang hinaharap nila? Ako, being a tour guide, naharap naman ako puro foreigners. Sometimes yung isang event pa, 10 nationalities ang kinakaharap ko. Hindi ako nagpa-publish, hindi ko nag-share kasi yung privacy naman ng mga kliyente ko. So, in one way or another, sanay naman ako sa iba-ibang klaseng tao. Tourism yan hinaharap. Being a tour guide is not just a tour guide. Kasi, yun nga, sabi ko, noon, ang alam ko, sa tourism industry, parang trabaho lang. Parang walang alam. In reality, it's very challenging. Serving other nationalities, tapos sabay-sabay pa sila. Ibibigay mo lahat, ipoprovide mo lahat from tissue paper, from tourism, transportation, eroplano. Ang daming challenges, administrative work. Lahat ng klase, kahit isang event lang, lahat ng klase ng challenges nandoon. And it is done almost every day. Walang tulugan, walang ano. Tapos bundok pa yung setup ng iba. So, sino bang kausap ko pag pupunta ako sa ibang lugar? Example, dala ako ng mga VIP sa Ifugao. O di syempre, sino katransact ko? Mga local government units naman, down to the barangay localities, hanggang sa, yun nga, experience being with NPAs, mga hunters, mga ganun. Kasi we have to check all the mountains or the destinations before we bring in tourists. I even had an opportunity to bring in yung mga galing sa mga barko, mga balikatan and others. But dahil parang maganda parang maganda yung pera sana doon. Pero yung social responsibility, paano kung dinala namin ng tuloy-tuloy sa isang community, mamaya ang dami ng magiging, hindi mo alam kung kailangan nating magbukas ng maraming paampunan. Mga tipong gano'n.
Yun ang kakibat na responsibilidad noon.
Ang laki ng responsibility sa social na bagay. So, the social responsibility, pinagtyagaan na lang namin hindi magkapera during that time.
And that's micromanaging your work in the industry, kumbaga. Do you think that your experiences as a seasoned tour guide would tide you over to, if given the chance, managing the city of Baguio? Sasapat ba ang iyong mga naranasan, ang iyong experience sa industriya para patakbuhin ang isang highly urbanized city like Baguio?
Ang natutunan ko kasi dito sa mountain guiding, travel agency, and even the previous is open-mindedness, is flexibility, is acknowledging that we cannot work alone because we always have to work with everybody from all sectors. Kahit janitor. Kasi everybody can contribute to the success of any event, of any endeavor, of any activity. That yun ang isa. Now, yung competence, sabihin nila, hindi ka naman marunong dito, marunong doon. Ay, marami naman tayong mga kasama, like in the Asian Institute of Management. Ang daming consultants natin dyan. Actually, some I've been listening to them, I've been attending the seminars and all. And yun nga, napapractice naman natin sa sariling business. I am not an employee. I'm
So what we're trying
self-employed.
to say is, you are not a nuisance candidate.
I am not. I can. If there are some things I actually want to propose na changes dito sa management ng ating syudad.
Okay. You realize that you are part of the underdog.
Yes, I'm not an elite, although my past is sila yung elite noon, sila yung parang monarch, sila yung elders. But
Paano ka nangangampanya? When you go to the area, sa ating mga barangay, sa ating house to house, how do you introduce yourself and how do you convince our voters to try a new person?
well, we talk about some others are issues most of the time. What can you do about it? So we discuss. We discuss the same way as we're discussing now. Now it's up to them to choose. As for me, I am an option because we have very competent incumbent and re-electing.
That's true.
And it's something like fighting up against a very, and which it is reality.
It is
very
reality.
established
Gaano
sila.
kahirap mangampanya ang independent?
Oh, of course. Pera pa lang. Medyo mahirap ng pamasahe everyday.
Oo.
It's just like marketing your own business. Pero with this, time limited. Unlike in business, medyo pwede ka pang matulog. But here, you have to keep on talking to everybody who's asking. Number one, pagkakita yung pangalan ko dun sa may pera ka bang pangampanya?
Na-subject ka sa ganitong conversation.
Yes, of course.
So, paano mo siya hindi respondan?
May tulong ang Diyos. Siya naman ang nagsabi, bahala na si Batman.
Oo.
And we don't need money to let other people learn about us. And we also have the social media. And at this day and age, hindi naman kailangan yung sobrang anlaki na ng pondo. Unlike before, na talagang walang telepono, walang cellphone. And others, you really have to do a lot of effort to get to be known. But at these days and age, yung sinasabi nga nila, bata nga, nagiging milyonaryo.
Totoo
Basta
yan.
nakaganon lang sa cellphone, mga ganon, transacting here and there.
May mga araw bang pinanghihinaan ka ng loob?
Yan.
What drives you to campaign every day and to do this on your own with a very small team behind you?
I felt I have to go. I was inspired to go to walk to Comelec. At that same energy, I am not even losing hope because number one is we want Baguio to win. Whoever stays
Ultimately,
there,
yes, that's true.
It's not about me. I'm not taking it personally. Because it's not a personal fight na parang kailangan ako yung nakaupo. What I really want is that everybody has to be aware na meron mga solutions. Na whoever will be there, kung siguro makatulong yung pakikipag-usap ko dito, and then perhaps the ideas that I keep might be used later on, I already won.
Are you willing to coordinate and collaborate kung sakali with our local officials again?
Yes, of course. Because that's the secret to success.
Do you think that they will take you seriously this time? Pakikinggan kaya?
I don't know. We will cross the bridge when we get there.
All right, Rayan. Now, tell us about your primary advocacies. Ikwento mo sa amin ang iyong plataforma, ang iyong mga prioridad.
First is yung position of an administrator. Ang dami nating projects, digitalization, kalsada, and even dun sa barangay, positions ng mga those who are supposed to support the barangay captains. Ang dami, whatever projects na ilalabas natin, kalsada, social responsibility projects, industrial projects, ang daming projects, but we have to face the reality. 3 taon ka lang. Hindi mo pa alam kung sa susunod na taon, ikaw na naman. Or, maaring hindi naman natin hinihingi, baka tigok ka na. Ganon, hindi natin alam yon. What I want is, can we find a way, perhaps there is a way, na maging permanent position ang city administrator.
Why do you think the position of a city administrator is crucial?
Okay, as I was mentioning, continuity. The continuity of whatever projects or programs na naumpisahan na kailangan makitang maging successful.
Okay. What's your agenda or your platform on tourism?
Oh, of course. First things first. Cleanliness. Kasi wherever you go, yung hangin natin, environmental, and especially Baguio is known for its pine trees.
Of course.
And we need to bring back the pine scent. Na hindi fake naman, pwede ba? Totoo na lang. The pine scent. So environmental. Very environmental. Ituloy natin yung mga green projects and then study more. Kasi at this stage, wala sa akin ang lahat ng data. But I am geared towards bringing back the pine trees, having more watersheds, bringing more students and bringing our kids, our families. We have to medyo revisit yung mas marami sanang, kahit na bisitahin lang muna natin ang Janay, we have to have more of that. Perhaps there is a way that we can make our backyards mas may pine trees hindi yung mag-plant ka lang ng seedling dyan. Although meron naman na.
Totoo.
Pero follow up man, follow through. Kasi ang nangyari, lagi natin nakakalimutan. Yun ang problema ng papalit-palit ng walang nagko-continue. Walang continuing na ano. Siyempre, yung mga department heads, kung ano lang ang sinabi ng nag-lead sa kanila, at saka yung everyday na operations, yun lang alam nila. Pero kung nag-change ang leadership, tapos nag-change din yung pag-change ng leadership kasi,
And this
medyo
is
mahirap.
the continuity that you are advocating for.
Yes. An example is, like sa basketball team, sino bang pinapalitan? Yung coach Kung hindi medyo hindi inspiring na yung coach kasi politicians are there so para silang coach. Not actually the daily operations, the grinding operations naman ng trabaho It's parang magiging hari o reyna na more of the inspiration. But when it comes to the daily operations, city administration, and those who are in the permanent positions, sila talaga ang nag-grind.
We are talking about the backbone of our
Yes.
seat of power.
Yes.
Okay. Any other priorities in your agenda?
Very basically, it's environmental.
Okay.
Kasi, at saka yun nga, yung baka pwede nga maging permanent position yun. Pag natapos yun, sunod-sunod yan, medyo mas madali na yung mga land problems, environmental problems.
So magsusunod-sunod na pag
Yes.
naayos natin yung
Yes.
aspetong ito sa pananaw mo.
Yes. And then of course, digitalization.
Yes.
Yun, medyo mas madali ng maayos yung
Alright.
mga problemang nandyan. Kesa naman yung laging every 3 years, laging at edge tayo. Wala na. Paano na yun?
All right. I give you now the floor, Rayan, to talk to our voters. Kausapin mo ang ating mga botante at eksplika mo sa kanila kung bakit kinakailangan nating sumubok ng bago, bakit kinakailangan nating tingnan kung pahihintulutan natin ang isang babae na mag-lead sa atin sa ating syudad ng Baguio.
Okay. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Rayan Cayetano here, number 3 sa balota. And isang babae sa amongst other seasoned na dati nasa politika. If given a chance na maging mayor dito sa Baguio, being a mother and being a woman na medyo may sinasabi nilang woman's instinct, I think mas malaki ang may tutulong natin. First of all, etong mga, of course, nasambit ko na, environmental projects, medyo aware tayo palagi dyan, medyo concerned. Lagi tayong nag-iisip sa loob ng bahay, pag may bisita, laging si babae ang natutuloy and others. Highly aware tayo sa ganyang mga bagay. So we are very sensitive on that aspect. Another thing is, yun, waste management, environmental, shortcut na lang yun. When it comes naman sa digitalization, this I think I can understand compared to others. Lagi tayong nagsasalita ng digitalization. Okay, ang digital management, ang hirap. Yung infrastruktura ng digitalization, masyadong malaki. Hindi tayo, third world country tayo. Hindi natin kaya yung gastos para sa ganyan na digitalized lahat. We have to maintain pa rin yung manual na operations. I have an experience dito sa City Hall. We were paying, nagbabayad kami ng taxes or whatever fees na we were paying. Now, ang ginawa kasi, print out lagi ang resibo. Nawala na yung manual, yung sinusulat. Ngayon, nagkaroon ng glitch. Nagkaroon ng problema yung computer. Nag-stop na yung collection. Kaming nakapila, kawawa. Putol na. So, kaantayin pa namin matatapos yung paggawa ng, yung problema. Kung merong manual na resibo, kasi pwede naman nilang i-scan para i-upload naman yun later on for data collection. Pwede na lang sana. So as much as possible, we have to think about maintaining the manual and digital. Hindi pwedeng isa lang. For one, infrastructure ng digital management is very expensive, even more expensive than a highway. Na yung literal na highway, yung kalsada. Kasi you are thinking about huge na mga pagsisaban ng data. Yung hard disk nga lang, ang mahal na. We are talking about maraming warehouse, pagtataguan ng mga information, ang dami ng tao ng Baguio. Lahat ng data natin, lahat ng everyday. Tapos, ang sinasabi natin, kung nag-aaral naman tayo ng konting programming, you have to back up your files. So that's a huge backup ng mga data files. Now, I still go, dapat meron pa rin yung hard copy. meron pa rin yung hard copy na itatago. Hindi lang purely digital. For one, we cannot afford. And secondly, it's difficult to be flexible. So, human power is unlimited. Dumis ka, pag nabag-down si computer, kahit na 10 yung tao, kung nabag-down yung computer, wala nang transaction. Samantalang yung tao, nabag-down si tao, nagkasakit, ipalit mo yung ibang tao. Mas madali yun. That is one I can say I can be adaptable with. I grew up in a season na medyo nawawala yung typewriter, tapos nandyan na yung keyboard. So that's why I even call myself a catalyst, because I understand both sides. Jurassic time and digital time.
So for you, it's about a balance.
Yes. Yeah, the transition.
All right.
I am there in between. So I will understand the younger generation who gets frustrated because they cannot explain it to the older generation na who is handling the money and who somehow have a difficult time to understand. I can be there in between to let these two generations communicate.
All right.
Yeah, that's another one. On other things, pagka permanent ng position ng ating administrator at saka nasuportahan din yung staff ng mga kapitan. Yung mga kapitan kasi parang one-man army. Tapos yung kanilang secretary, treasurer, ganun din. Pag nawala sila, iba na naman. So, kung permanent din ang position nila, tapos nagkaroon din ng barangay engineer, nagkaroon, kung anong meron si mayor at meron din sila, medyo mas makakatulong sa management ng community. Because remember, Baguio City has 128 barangays na ang isang barangay parang isang munisipyo. Isang munisipyo sa mga probinsya, ilan lang yung taong minomonitor nila? Ilan lang, mga 7,000 people. Dito sa barangay ng Baguio, 8,000 families.
So this is part of your platform.
Yes.
All right.
To recommend that to the city council. Pero ibang trabaho yun. Mas madali na lang ang trabaho ng isang mayor kung medyo kahit nagkapalit-palit ang mayor pero si administrator nandiyan pa rin, mas madali na ang lahat. Medyo yung nakaraan, kahit na maganda yung project niya kung papalitan, pwedeng maituloy ng susunod.
All right. All right. A final word to our viewers and our listeners on how they should vote for you in this coming election, Rayan.
As of now, ang kailangan siguro natin, of course, you're the ones who will decide, may lagay tayo dyan so that we will be able to thresh out yung mga hates, the anger, and then makatranscend tayo sa next sa future, na naintindihan ang past and maintindihan ang future. And of course, being a flexible person, and I am sorry to say if I will mention females kasi, somehow medyo flexible. The flexibility that I learned being a tour guide, a mountain guide, an exterminator's daughter, I can bring it to the table. And of course, being from an underdog or being a person who is with the community all the time, I can and will be able to understand you. Rayan Cayetano here, number 3 sa Balota.
Nagpapasalamat tayo at pinaunlakan tayo ni Rayan ng konting oras ngayon para makilala siya at para mapakinggan natin ang kanyang mga pangarap o ang kanyang plataforma para sa ating syudad. Para sa Baguio Agenda, binibigyan namin ng boses lahat ng mga gustong magsilbi sa atin ngayong darating na Mayo. Dahil responsibilidad natin na alamin, kilalanin at alamin kung paano at sino ang ating iboboto. Marami pong baguhan na nagtatangkang magsilbi sa atin ngayon sa ating syudad. Ito ay isang magandang pangitain dahil ang ibig sabihin lamang nito ay dumadami ang gustong magsilbi, magmahal at pagandahin ang ating syudad. Para po sa mga baguhan na gustong magkaroon ng boses, ngayong Mayo, iniimbitahan namin kayo na pumunta sa amin dito sa Baguio Agenda. At para sa araw na to, nagpapasalamat kami. Rayan Cayetano, number 3 sa Balota. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Napakagaling ni Rean!